Hey, it's Screw the System Joe and I'm back with another new video. Today I have a very important question for you. Are you selfish for pursuing your dreams if you have children? Now the reason I'm asking this question is because I was watching a marketing video on a website called Fizzle recently where this issue came up. One of the founders of the website, a guy called Chase Reeves, was doing a coaching call with a lady called Stephanie from Scotland. She was explaining her dream, which was to run a successful website selling audio stories for children. She mentioned that she was very frustrated, putting lots of effort into her project and seeing very little return. She then went on to say, and this is what really got my attention, that she was feeling selfish for working on a dream when she had 2 children. How could she justify spending all of this time and effort on her project when she had the responsibility of raising kids? Now this really struck me. I thought to myself, there must be millions of people out there experiencing the same dilemma. Because the system tells us that when we have kids, that you can't or you're limited in spending any time on yourself. That you have to put all of your time and effort into raising those children, and that to do anything else is selfish. As always, it wants to make us feel guilty for acknowledging our own needs. So I want to address this issue today. I'm sure that there are thousands of you out there who've experienced this dilemma, and I want to offer you this advice. And I'm going to do it by telling you a little story. I struggled in my 20s. I had this crazy dream of becoming a best-selling author and an authority in the personal development world, and yet I kept rejecting this calling. At the time I was working as a tennis coach and a hypnotherapist, and although I enjoyed it, I was living a very isolated existence and I was making much less money than my graduate peer group. So as you can imagine, there are many times when I question my path. Why am I pursuing this crazy dream? Why don't I just use my degree and get myself a well-paid graduate job? Now, as much as I questioned myself in this way, I never actually did, and it always came down to this. In my moments of greatest doubt and confusion, I would ask myself this question. If I had kids, what was the message I would give to them? To pursue their dreams or to follow the crowd and play it safe? Now, every time I asked myself this imaginary question, my answer was always the same. I would tell my kids to pursue their dreams, and because I tell them that, then I must do the same myself. I mean, why else would I be bringing them into this world? I wouldn't be doing it so they could be bored working in a job they didn't enjoy for 40 plus years of their life. I wouldn't be doing it so they could grow up and be second-rate versions of themselves. I'd be doing it so they could experience everything this world has to offer. Now, having this mental dialogue with myself helped to remind me that I was on the right path and I needed to stick to it and make it a success. So of course, when I heard this lady saying in the video that she felt selfish for pursuing her dream while having children, I wanted to reach out to her and say, no, you're not. You're actually providing those kids with the most fantastic role model. And that's the whole point of this video. As long as you're not neglecting your children, you're giving them the most liberating message for their adult life. Because it's often said that kids don't follow what you say, but what you do. So if you're out there dedicating yourself to something that inspires you, you're giving them permission to do the same. Because what's the point in having kids if they're just going to become another cog in the system? I mean, for goodness sakes, we really don't need another compliant consumer eating up the world's resources. We've already got virtually 7 billion of them. We're not exactly short on robots. What we do need though is free thinkers and adults with innovative new ideas, and what better way to raise them than have parents showing them an example of life being lived this way. And also, and this is my final point, how much happier and at ease and relaxed are you going to feel around your children if you do acknowledge your own needs? There won't be any secret resentments about having them in your life. You'll enjoy the time you spend with them and it won't feel like an obligation. So no, Stephanie, and no to the thousands of other people out there pursuing their dreams whilst raising children. You are not selfish. You're actually giving those kids an example of how life should be lived and what it should be about. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.